Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about a YieldMax fund that seldom gets talked about and that we haven't actually talked about at all on this channel. It's the Moderna fund, MRNY. And this one caught my attention because it's actually paying out an annualized 152% dividend yield. And for such a lofty dividend, it's really a surprise that this one never gets talked about. I think most of us probably assume that Moderna has already peaked out and it's seen its time, obviously with the COVID vaccines and whatnot. But anyway, let's delve in and take a closer look at this one because 152% annualized obviously is phenomenal, and it's double that of Tesla, which gets so much more coverage, of course. Anyway, okay, so we're going to go to Yahoo Finance, and let's delve in. We're going to do what we've been doing for the last few videos. We're going to look at the underlying, and we're going to look at the ETF itself. So let's jump right in to Yahoo. And it looks like overall we had a pretty good day for the market today. All the indices seemed like they did pretty well, actually. Okay, so let's start out with Moderna stock. Its mRNA is the ticker symbol, which was clever because that was obviously their vaccine, right? The mRNA vaccine. Okay, so the futures tomorrow that just popped up here, the Nasdaq's actually up. By the way, guess what? The Russell 2000 is over 2,000. Round of applause for that, right? Okay, so Moderna is 104.84. Now, this is one I'm going to kind of be learning along with you all today. The coach will be learning along with the class because I actually have not looked at Moderna in a very long time. So if you had asked me just 2 minutes ago when I started what the price of Moderna was, I actually had no idea. I know it had to do well over the last month for the dividends to be so well for YieldMax. So what we're going to see here with this chart, if we go all the way back to December 3rd, 2018, we're going to see like a classic mountaintop in the very middle of this chart here. And this is obviously the run up when the COVID vaccines were being rolled out. This one obviously peaked. Now, if we go back to, so the first available data that we have, here's December 10th of 2018, we were at 1832. Imagine buying in then, given what it ran up to, right? And then this one stayed flat pretty much until the pandemic started rolling out. And then it started really going up. And then in the summer of 2020, it hit $95, pulled back a little bit. Then when the trials, I think phase 1 of the trials went really well, and they started rolling it out to the public towards the end of 2020, the stock skyrocketed all the way to 152, but it was just getting started there. Then it pulled back again, rolled all the way up to 184, pulled back again, rolled up again to 174. But by the summer of 21, when the vaccines were in full force, this stock ran all the way up to 450 by September 6th. So this one was incredible. Imagine if YieldMax existed back then. Imagine the types of dividends we would have harvested going all the way from, say, October of 2020 to September of 21. Imagine the dividends being harvested there. Not only that, imagine the leaps plays and so on and so forth on this one. Obviously, this one crashed from there, came back down to 160 and then 136 here, which was still overvalued, actually. Ran up again, came back down, had kind of some up and down, came back up by the end of 2022 to almost $200. And then it's kind of been on a downward slope from there. The 1-year target estimate, Yahoo actually has it at 129.29. Let's look at quarterly earnings for this one, because this is not a company, like I said, that I've looked at in quite a while. Okay, so 2 of the last 4 quarters, they missed earnings. The last quarter that they reported, they missed pretty abysmally. I mean, by a lot. The actual versus the estimate, that was actually one of the biggest misses I think I've ever seen. Let's see here. 19. So this one actually beat the first 2 quarters of the year. The projections are actually higher over here. If you look at where the cursor is, the projections are higher for quarter 4, which is due out February 22nd. So we could very easily miss this one again too. Now let's look at the last year or so, because when this one rolled out, I mean, I was really surprised, I have to say, to see that the dividend was so high. let's see here. Oh, got some comments here. Oh, some interesting people are in attendance. Some of my favorites. Let me go to the comment section here. This poor MacBook's like on its last leg. It's like not even letting me navigate away. Okay, let me navigate back over here. Okay, so let's see here. We've got CZ is on. The S&P 500 should top out around 5,200. We've got Hog Farmer on, one of my favorites. Glad to see you on. You said, Coach, did you give any more thoughts to offering reverse super chats? Only if you rejoin my Discord, because I was disappointed to see that you weren't on there. So if you rejoin, I'll actually, let's see. So we could agree to reverse super chats, but as far as the type of currency, I would reverse super chat you some TH bucks. What do you think? I mean, you can't beat that. Not to bribe anybody here, but you know, I like everybody in the Discord. The more, the better, right? And then, oh, another one of my favorites, Ant Boogie World. I haven't seen you in a while. You kind of ran off. You used to be in the Discord there. You used to actually blow up the Discord, and then you disappeared. A lot of people miss you in that thread. You'll have to maybe rejoin us again. Not sure why you left, but anyway, welcome to everyone on. Okay, so Moderna. So, all right, why is Moderna paying out such a high dividend? I have an idea why, but we obviously want to build up to it. So we want to do thorough research. I mean, of course, you know, being in possession of advanced financial forecasting equipment such as the 8-ball, I could always just ask, but that only gives me typically yes or no answers. But nonetheless, okay, 104.84. Let's look at the last year in review here. See, we declined from January, then we came back a little bit. But as far as the long-term trend for the past year, we were in decline for sure. We fell all the way. Oh, I see here. We have what I call the Halloween lows from last year. We were at 71.91. And then we came all the way up to 111.12. Okay, so that, it looks like the month of December was actually really good. Or those 2 months, November and December, were actually really good for Moderna. Let's see here. Oh, let's see now. We got someone else I haven't seen on here in a while. Let's see. Okay. I still like to show every comment on here. Oh, he's joining back because I'm so persuasive. Well, hey, you know, I couldn't get to be a coach without my persuasive ability, after all. Oh, even Aunt Boogie is going to come back. Well, welcome. That's good. Andre Vial, I have not seen you in a very long time. Welcome back. Welcome back. Are you in the Discord, by the way? Yeah, a long time no see. I honestly can't remember the last time I saw you on here. Peace and love to all. Get that income. Yeah, who can disagree with that? I mean, that's you can't get much more amicable than that, right? All right. So let's see. Okay, Moderna. Now, if I'm up to it, I'm going to do maybe 1 or 2 more live streams. I've got to really stay on it here. So I'm definitely trying to. Let's see. I missed you all today. I really wanted to be on earlier. But, you know, I'm working my way through here. Okay, so another thing I noticed about Moderna here, the beta is 1.65, so it's lower than others. Earnings per share looks atrocious, negative 9.50, $40 billion market cap. 52-week range, we've had from 180 to 62. So that's like a third of the 52-week low is a third of the 52-week high, basically. So that's a pretty wide range, I have to say. Let's look at some financials real quick, and then we'll save the best for last. We'll look at those juicy dividends at the very end. And like I say, this one's paying double of Tesla. So I'm kind of surprised this one doesn't get talked about more. By the way, I think Tesla was up today because I noticed our dividend percentage went from like 77% to like 76%. So that must suggest, I didn't look too much today, but that suggests that Tesla ran up. Okay, to start off here, drum roll, we've got the income statement. So what stands out to the coach as far as the income statement? Well, in 2020, in terms of total revenue, they had like basically no revenue. 2021 was massive. 2022, the revenue was better. But again, you would ask yourself, why did the stock go from being so high to crashing? Because a lot of that had to do, like I've been talking about, you have macroeconomic and microeconomic factors. You have firm specific and you have market wide risk. So macroeconomically, what do we have? We had a pandemic, we had stimulus checks going out, we had what some refer to as the clown market. Although I think every market has some clowns and some serious people. It just is what it is, you know. But for that particular market, some call it the clown market. So we had that. So really, and I talked about in the clown market, a lot of stock prices and valuations were divorced from the fundamentals. And so you see here, from 2021 to 2022, revenue didn't increase all that much, yet the stock basically collapsed from its 2021 highs. Well, a lot of that had to do with the macroeconomic factors going on at the time. And of course, vaccine rollouts, pandemic, stimulus checks, zero interest rate environment, so on and so forth. And like I say, a lot of how we're going to do this year is going to depend on interest rates and what the Fed decides to do. Papa Powell is going to have us a big announcement Wednesday, so we'll be all ears and all eyes for that. I may even be up for a live stream on that one. Okay, let's see. So what else jumps out to the coach here? This almost behaved like a small cap, actually, in terms of, so cost of revenue was basically nothing in 2020. And then you see it increased here exponentially along with revenue. Doubled, pretty much, more than doubled in 2022, but still a healthy gross profit as a whole. So what else do we notice? What's our bottom line here? EPS was negative in the trailing 12 months. Diluted EPS. What else do we have here? Normalized income was down. There's some other items here at the bottom. EBIT, and this is in the trailing 12 months. EBIT and EBITDA was negative. Here's another one of my new favorites. Tax effect of unusual items. It's interesting too, as YieldMax investors, a lot of us are going to be getting ready to file our taxes pretty soon if we haven't already, right? Okay, so we need to look by quarter because we don't have anything here for 2023 because obviously those books haven't quite been finalized yet. So has the accounting lesson put anyone to sleep yet? I would say anybody that's asleep, I would say comment away, but you're probably already asleep and you wouldn't be able to comment away. Oh, I got some good questions on here. We got some new people on here. Definitely got to showcase their comments. I'm going to try to jump back and forth here. Okay, so let's see here. CZ asked a really good question that we can't delay on. Are you planning to move into YieldMax once you're on profit again on Tesla? Well, I should say I'm just going to hodl on Tesla, right? Because I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to never sell, but it's a free market after all. So yeah, I'm glad, I like your outlook. You said once you're profitable again on Tesla. I like that mentality because that makes it sound for certain, that it will get back into the black. So I definitely like your line of thinking. I would probably, because I anticipate it taking a long time for Tesla to get back to, say, $18 a share. Again, of course, because I dollar cost to average down a bit, I think my cost basis is probably 11 or 12 bucks at this point. So 18 as a whole I'd be very much in the green at that point. I'd be so in the green, it would make me want to do some green, actually. Okay, so, but as far as that, I wouldn't use proceeds from Tesla to buy into YieldMax. I would just probably buy it with the next dividend. Aunt Boogie is famous and I know him. Yeah, he actually, I gave him some airtime once on a live stream. And then I don't know what happened after that. But yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. If you buy Moderna, you won't get COVID. I like that. I might take your advice on that. What's up? Yeah, I don't know you. I haven't actually seen you on here before. But anyway, yeah, and Hog Farmer, nice to see you back, of course. Okay, back to the accounting lesson, because it seems like we didn't put too many people to sleep. So, by the way, the accounting portion of this is very important. actually. So let's just keep on going here. Okay, so we looked at the income statement. We're going to look at the trailing by quarter, right? Total revenue. Okay, so this is the 3 quarters we have for 2023. First quarter total revenue was 1838 in units of thousands. We were down to 316 here, back up in September. Here's the thing though, cost of revenue in the third quarter exceeded total revenue. So gross profit was negative. And I always feel like Wall Street reacts really quick to, they react really quick when there's like a non-profitable quarter. It's almost like profitability is always expected. So once there's like negative news, like boom, they pounce on it. So anyway, and then the trailing 12 months here, of course. And then there's our other results for that. Now let's look at, we won't spend too much time on the balance sheet because that's the most like accounting oriented statement, I feel like, because you got your assets, your liabilities, and stockholders' equity. Like for me, my assets are all of you all, the fans, but sometimes my liabilities are some of your comments when they get a little iffy. So that's a little bit of a joke, but just remember, hey, look at this. Now I'm getting mRNA ads. Isn't that cool? I look up Moderna and then I get ads for the mRNA solutions. Okay, so as far as just a quick glance over here at this one, remember, basic accounting, assets should equals liability plus stockholders' equity. Looks like they add up just on my quick coach's math here. It looks like they all add up. So that shouldn't be an issue. But here you see the balance sheet items here, debt, tangible book value, so on and so forth. There's a lot of good ratios that get produced out of that. I like this ad here with this mRNA vaccine. The guy looks so happy. He's like floating in the lab. I wouldn't want a vaccine that made me do that. But anyway, okay, now the juicy part. Well, we're not quite at the juicy part yet. That's going to be the dividends. That's what you all are here for, really. I know that. Okay, so let's see here. Operating cash flow. Trailing 12 months has negative. Financing cash flow negative. Investing cash flow positive. Let's go quarterly so we can see 2023. Okay, so we kind of had a downward spiral in the fundamentals here towards the end of 2023 for and this doesn't look good here. The bottom line of this one, the free cash flow, they repurchased some shares. It looks like end cash position was positive over here, but the free cash flow is negative. So anytime a business has negative free cash flow, that's no bueno, as they say. But nonetheless, the stock did have a run up. So now let's go to the actual YieldMax ETF, MRNY, right? Moderna, as opposed to mRNA. Okay, so this one we're at 2149. So right now my coach's thesis as far as why we had such a good annualized dividend payout is because of the run up we saw in November and December, right? So this one has been trading. This was a pretty good launch point from Jay's standpoint. This one has been trading. So we're up in this one. If you had bought this fund when at inception, you would actually be up. Okay, so this one went down here to 1835, and then we had, so the run up started here. But it's funny, I guess the first dividend might have been the best in this one. 1802, let's see. We got all the way to 2489, but then we've kind of crashed down from there a bit. Year-to-date total return is not terrible, but overall, if you had held this the whole time, you would be in the black for sure. Historical data. Now we're going to look at the dividends here. Yeah, I see a comment about Coney. Coney was actually very good until the start of the year, right? I see another comment here. I'll put your comment up when I switch back on the screen, but you are correct. Coney was the biggest. It was like 163%. I should have put that in the title of the video. It'd get more views, right? Oops, I'm not supposed to talk about that stuff. Let's see. Okay, 21.49. Yeah, I said that, right? Okay, dividends only is what we want, right? Now for the juice. This is what y'all are here for. Okay, so yeah, December 7th wasn't great, but the dividend we just got based on the month of December was $2.65. So that's the one. Hold on just a second. That's the one that 2654. That's what we're basing our 150% on, because that's basically a 31.84 payout divided by 21.49. Yeah, that's what that number is based on. And it was up 50 cents today, so it would have actually been 20.99 at close of trading Friday. So will we sustain this? Who knows? This stock typically is all over the map. Let's go back again and look at, because that's still, I mean, 265 for the month of December. Let's look at the chart again, because hang on here. Okay, so December was here. Let me see. Oh, I don't want this. Hold on. Well, I might just use this. We've got some candlesticks here. But to my knowledge, the candlesticks are not scented. So, come on, Yahoo. All right, we'll just use this one. So December 3rd, we were here. 1955. We shot all the way up to 23.59. So that's a $4. But dang, I guess Jay's people did a pretty good job harvesting premium on this, because this one wasn't quite as precipitous as Coney, but we still had a heck of a dividend for sure. So one more look at Moderna stock. I don't know. I don't see this one being like a long-term player. Although, like, who was it? Mr. Chris here said, if it prevents you from getting COVID, just owning the ETF, I don't see why we wouldn't own it, right? All right, one more glance over here. Let's see. Okay, so we came back. So I would say, just based on stocks returning to their all-time highs, this has upside, but I don't think I could even try to predict what this is going to do this year. A lot of it, again, like I said with the other videos that I did yesterday, it's going to depend on what the Fed does with interest rates. So we'll have more insight to that on Wednesday. All right, let's do some more comments here. Let's see here. Oh, another music guy, right? Michael Johnson, Music to Motion. Howdy. Yeah, welcome. Hog said we get $5 if we give a thumbs up. Can that be sent to my Cash app? TH bucks. So let's see, 152%. Yeah, and you are correct. Coney was the biggest payer. Coney was slightly higher last month. We got a really good comment here from the Tactical Stock Scalper. We got the letter I. That's good. He must just be promoting himself here. Hey, if you want to promote yourself, feel free to come on, do a collab. You can always join the Brewing Great Returns podcast with two of Aunt Boogie's other favorite people, Andre and Blake. I saw I saw some of those comments. That was interesting. By the way, I don't know if Aunt Boogie's still on, but I don't know. Do you go on many podcasts? I'm sure we would love to talk to you there. Let's see. Yeah, I did good last month on Coney, but unfortunately bought in at $26. So with the price drop, it didn't really work out so good for me. You're not alone on that one, because I did similar on that one. I used some of my dividends at the end of last month to buy into Coney, because I was itching to get in, because I saw it. They call that FOMO, right? I was itching to get in at a higher price. That was stupid what I just said. Who itches to get in at a higher price, right? No, you want to buy in low. No, I was itching to get in, seeing the price going up, right? So, and then, yeah, I bought in, I'm down, but then I used my Roth IRA contributions to go 50-50 with Coney and SQY. We'll see how that does. That could either be a genius move or a really dumb move. But anyway, we'll see how it does. Okay, you all, I'm planning on actually doing videos like this on all the YieldMax funds, and then the rec shares, and then the Defiance. And then I may have another surprise live stream or two up my sleeve tonight, and I'll just surprise you all with that. Anyway, as far as this one goes, I thank you all for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe, and join the Discord, by the way, if you haven't already. The community tab, the link is up there. We are free, uncensored, so on and so forth. And yeah, we have a good time. So thank you all. Take care. See you all very soon. Ciao, ciao.